I think we're good. I think we're good. Good morning. Good time zone. Good all day. I think it's the first time I kind of turn on the light before it's 31, which is pretty impressive. Doesn't happen often, but it happened today. It's totally high. Oh, got it. Why did you need the multi sizes? You asked for it, but I mean, I, you know, I don't know why you need it. Why you need it? Not necessary. I mean, it's not necessary. It depends. You know. Uh, I mean, it's not technically resizing in terms of how it's supposed to, or how it was made. In Figma, it wasn't resizing. It was just a fixed big ass circle with posters and yeah. Uh, yes. Yeah, because it makes less sense to have the top curve compared to mobile because your thumb is at the bottom. And because in my head, again, I still have the idea that it would be a rotatable, swipeable thing. If it's closer to the thumb with the same arch, it makes more sense. That was the main thing. Yeah, and hi, welcome back. How are you? How's everything? Hi. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's over. I don't know if the weekend happened, to be honest. It's really weird. Uh, I was about to say I didn't code at all this weekend. That's false. Uh, didn't code much, but I did still. What are you trying to do? Yeah, that coding sucks. Hey, Japuli's hi, welcome back. Everyone happening at the same time. Well, the positioning and the card itself are really simple. I saw that you changed the fucking posters. I do know, because that's true, that what I have made and how I have explained it by the stream was a very iOS forward thinking. So, you know, there. Can you explain the feature, Jan? I would love to know what it is. I've been doing the exact same thing, to be honest. The like live sync thing that I kind of showcased last week, saying that it works now on Monday last week exactly. I strip it down. I pull back everything and then just went back to straight having good job on the streak, straight having like a thing that doesn't work, but now it works, but not really, but kinda. So I know how it is to just go back and go in, do the same thing again, and hope for the best. Right now, it's a bit weird. It doesn't sync properly, so I need to figure that out. But yeah, but we'll see. But yeah, no, basically the way that I see the curve, right? You have your one element, which is right here, and then next to it, you have a secondary element. And that secondary element has an offset bottom, which is defined by the distance from the center, and up, and then tilted. And the rotation is based as the index, basically. The main difference that I have is that my stuff is from center to both sides and so on, whereas you probably have something that starts from this angle and then go down, which is the regular thing. It's the right point of a circle, uh, right? And that's the thing. No, that's not. That is not a passport. That is a notebook where I take the notes. Also had like most of the messages from my old coworkers, because that's the gift I got when I left the company. They left me notes in a teeny tiny thing, and basically left me half of the book free for me to do some drawings. So, dang. Um, yeah, no, I do. Stoney, yes, I agree with that. I do agree with that. That is true. It has a bit of an issue with it. It's not the easiest. If you think of it as an index-based thing, it's easier to grasp. But yeah, let me read that whole thing. Now you're using YJS, which I don't know what that is, to sync the state of the app. But I need to sync without the editor being open, so I build a class to abstract it and manage all the savings local storage, which is basically what I have. I think we are doing the same thing, connecting via WebSocket, which is really good, and the editor states without front-end component. My issue was something was causing just some of the text to not sync. I'm laughing because I've had the exact same issue. Kinda. And the text is not the thing, and the editor we're typing on the same thing, so some stuff updated and some didn't. And now rebuild the entire thing, and it seems to work. I see. So you are building a real-time collaboration thing, and you wanted to ensure that everyone has the ability to edit the things, but you ended up with the issue of, I'm going to use a Figma term because it makes more sense. Person A is on the rectangle, person B is on the rectangle, person A moved the rectangle, person B wanted to move it the other way, and therefore there is a conflict, right? That's usually what happens. One of the things that Figma has done, I think, is the first person that selected the element is the main editor, and therefore anything that is made primarily by that person is overriding the rest of the edits, unless the edits are not bound to the same properties. This is a very Figma thing. So if I move the rectangle, but you change the radius, you would just see the rectangle move and the radius change, right? Because they are not the same property. Whereas if I move the rectangle and you move the rectangle as well, it will end up where I left it because I am the first one that clicked it. That's a Figma thing. However, there is also something that they have made, which is if the person that is moving the thing, which is second, is the owner of the file, then also is something. Dang, wild. They have like a full article about it, which is pretty interesting, I think, personally speaking, to just learn, how things are and how things work. But yeah. What is dang? Dang. 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 You really want that? Goddamn. Goddamn. All right. Yeah, I know. I know. I think you need something that is more visual than this. I'm biased here as the designer, like that makes a lot of sense. But I, the first pictures that you sent earlier, last month now, were pretty good, where you had like a preview and a rendering of how it looked. I know that this specific thing was for the settings and not for inside of the player, but get it. Because right now you have a blacked out background compared to have the real view. So yeah, like no, if it wasn't grayed out, yeah, why not? Fine. But that's okay. It's not. I don't know. I'd say I might see something more similar to this, right? Where you have the font sizes and then some toggles and some potential like checkers, whatever, so that you have a preview here, even though you have the preview in the back. But I think the reason why Twitch is doing it like this is because you have the ability to get that as a preview, and then when you get out, it basically applies, but it doesn't continually apply changes while you're doing things. But also, I don't, it makes no sense. I don't know. But fine. Fine. If it works for you, I don't care. We good. We are good. We have some news for today, by the way. Not that it's big news, but we have some news, which is impressive because it rarely happens. We have received, as in I have received, some feedback from the design challenge that you didn't hear about, that you didn't see me do on stream at all. That didn't happen. This is in your head. You've not seen anything. They said no. They sent me an email this morning saying that with the amount of people that have participated, there was like a lot of quality things in mind didn't make the cut. It's really good because now I can kind of show you what I've worked on. So we can go over that, which is really cool. The other thing is as I said earlier, the sync for Can is working. I'm really happy with. I'm testing it this week to make sure that it works across both devices. One of them will not be touched for like a week or so that I can make sure that all of the updates and the progress and all of that in one direction being good, and then do the same thing on the other side. So let's see if it works. And yeah, the last one is the neighbors sent everything that she needed to send to her company that is also looking for a designer, and we'll see if it works. But now everything is in their hands, and we'll see. It's a London-based company, so it's really good for me. The position itself is supposed to be on site in London, and I don't live there, and I don't know if I want to relocate to London. You know what? I know I don't want to relocate to London, but if I need to go there from time to time, once a month, something, just to have a chat with the other members of the team, that can be arranged for sure, because Paris, London, London, Paris can be done in a day. It's like maybe 2 hours of train, 1 hour of plane. So we'll see. But that's a good thing. That's good news. But yeah. Anyways. But yeah, and for the sync thingy, yours is real time. So you're using WebSocket to have like a real time connection, which is really good. The same thing that Google Docs is doing, which I think is as complex on your end. Like it's mostly like a document editing. And for me, it's mostly like a pull data or like, yeah, push data, pull data with a bit of a delay. That's easier. But in the beginning, I did basically the same thing as you without the WebSocket, which was okay, but no good. Anyways, third news that I'm thinking about it. I derailed myself and now I'm re-railing myself. That sounds funky. The Figma Bootcamp that has now 2 episodes on Patreon is going to be live on YouTube. Like the first episode is going to be live on YouTube, I think, this week. This week is the 3rd episode that is coming in on the Patreon. The first one is going on YouTube. So we basically have 3 weeks of delay, 2 weeks of delay between the free tier, which is YouTube, and the paid tier, which is Patreon. The good thing that I know is that Figma is going to have some updates in 3 weeks or exactly a month. I forgot exactly when config is, but Patreon is going to have access to these updates faster, as in video talking about the updates and explaining things more in details than what we will do on stream, because they will do that on stream for sure. But you know how things happen. So yeah, that's a bit of a push for Patreon, you know. Go take a look. And all that. Anyways. Are there things that you want me to take a look at, Tony, on the on this today? Search bar thingy that we just talked about? Or nah? I see changes. I see things I don't like. But yeah, I know you like that better. Goddamn. What a concept. Yeah, that works. That works. Sorry. Much better. Yeah, it's a bit fucked, but that's fine. I don't, you know. Nah. Fine. Fine.
Patek Soho just resubscribed for 32 months. I am not okay with this.
32. Goddamn. Goddamn. Sorry, what's that? 1 second. Thanks for the resub, cat. Welcome on in. I hope you're good. Currently, I have no battery in my ring, which is weird. It doesn't happen. I mean, yeah. How's the day going? Yeah, this is okay, but it's weird and half wrong, but also, do I give a shit? No. Um, yeah, that that's crazy. That is crazy. 32. No. That yes, let's cut ties. So, no more spanning. I don't think that can happen. Um, I I I get it. I know why. In a way, I kind of do. I don't really, but I kind of do. Um, it's really different by like nothing. God damn it, that's the wrong thing. Um, but now, yeah, but now you do, and I I see that. I see the difference. I see the thing that makes sense. You did what you can, what you could, and you did good. Let me say that you did pretty good in terms of recreating this page on the other side. I think the main issue that I have is the colors at the top, which are not exactly the same, and probably the font scaling. Um, rather than having like a fixed size font, I might not ask, but like say it would be better if it was some sort of a view width, container width rather, so that like this entire thing, that entire container, like if the phone is bigger, it's getting bigger or smaller based on the screen size rather than the font sizes. Like you know what I mean? Scalability, there, and then same thing here potentially, but that would be kind of weird. Um, I guess my only thing here is probably the size that we have in terms of this element right there, which apparently I can't have measure on mobile, which is annoying. But yeah, the difference here is that this is kind of bigger. It's at 56, and this doesn't seems to be at 56. But maybe I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It might be just because the phone screen size is visually bigger. That makes sense. Anyways, details. Um, I guess the smaller spacing here or visual spacing, the fact that this is square instead of being rectangular, and you have something that is more rectangular than square. Details, you know. Um, but yeah, that's good. That's good. Maybe again, maybe just having like a gradient at the top might help, and then that row potentially, potentially to make it better. I don't know. Do not know. It works though. No lie, it worked. So because it worked, we good. Nothing to complain about. I mean, everything to complain about, but Ooh, ooh. Yeah. No, it does it does its job. No complaint there. No complaint there. Still a complaint there though. Yeah, still. Uh, you kind of fixed it here last time, and I hate it because it's way too tiny in terms of radius. But I get it. You don't want to make this one bigger. I get it. But right there, no good. No good. Like if I was really picky, these ones kind of have the same issue, but that could be fixed with spacing, like the padding that we have in between the grid and the outside could be like just reduced to match. I think the main thing for me is this. If I go here, for example, um, the space we have at the top, right there, from this point to this point. Am I right here? Yeah, kind of. Probably have a bit of a half pixel on top. Is the same, or is supposed to be the same as here, which is pretty good, but I don't know if it is the same right there. It seems to not be exactly the same. It seems to be a tad bit smaller here. Like the amount that we have on top, on the other side, is the opposite here. So we are losing 2 pixels on this one, and we have, well, 1 pixel more, 1/2 pixel here, zoomed in still. Therefore, having a bit of a same everywhere might make more sense. So this was zoomed out to the real sizes and do a regular 1x size check will give us more perfect pixel perfect things, which is really good. Yeah, you basically have 2 pixels. 1 pixel. You have 14 here and 15 here. 15. 15. If you wanted to do something that is a bit better in terms of radius, again, oh, radius right there. That's 9. That's weird. You would have your outside at 15, and then if that radius was at 8, it'd be wrong. If it was at 5, it would work, but I hate it. Maybe 6. More details, though, doesn't really matter. However, if you wanted to have this, instead of being at 15, but being at like 12, right? And then you move that whole thing around here, you can have that element be at your current radius of 9 or 8 to be better. So instead of 14 in between the two, you get 12, and you get 12 on the outside as well, that you have uniform spacing. 12 might be a bit tight, though. I mean, that sounds not good. But you know, just small details could help to make things look better or be more aligned and uniform. Not that it really matters. Just something to keep in mind. That's about it. As you said, you are currently working on the player, so nothing for me to see around here. Nothing for me to see, for sure. We have some stuff before I go into what I did for the contest. We have some stuff. Why did I go back there? I don't know. We have some stuff here in my likes for today. There have been some trendy things again that are coming in. with more and more blurred borders and corners, which again, coming from the Apple Vision Pro UI kit release, where they had this blurry, feathered outside of images, is going to take over a ton of things. Usually it's not well made. Here is not an exception. It's not really well made. However, I do like the concept of having a bit of a glow on the blur to indicate that someone is speaking, and probably this glow is fading in and out based on the intensity and the volume of the person. That could be really interesting. Details uh, to be added to tiny things. This he has been pretty good as well. I don't know if you've been on TikTok for the past. You probably have seen this man in your feed, and it's pretty interesting. Anyways, don't pay attention to it. It's going to be fine. It. I mean, I kind of like what they are saying here, because it's false, but it's it's good. The reason why I'm saying it's false is because if you've been living on this planet for how many years you have been living, and you think that it is exposing the fact that big brands have all of their stuff manufactured in China, it is exposed right now, you have never seen business happen for manufacturing. There is nothing that is made outside of Asia, really. And when it's really made outside of Asia, it's not. The parts and the materials and the suppliers are there. So it's really bad, at least for me, that they are saying that it's now exposing a lot of big brands as if markups didn't exist and margins and all that were not a thing before. So I don't know, it made me laugh. Anyways, details. We've seen some things pop in, and this one was really cool. I liked the gradient in terms of the green gradient, the transparency of that badge. It goes back into what I've been saying for the past month and a half, which is pastels colors are coming back, and they are coming into more subtle, but with the combination of more vibrant slash darker tone. So these are a real good example. Just want to showcase that because it's pretty good. That person, I don't know if that's the creation of that person, but someone is currently porting Swift Wind, as in Tailwind, on Swift UI. So that's a very interesting thing. When I look at it from far away, is the same, and we have our regular Tailwind properties and Tailwind values inside of Swift just by using classes. I don't know how easy and complex it is to use, but based on how it looks right now, it might help a lot of people that just need like a native app working with Tailwind inside of Swift. So that overall is pretty interesting. And yes, Tailwind 4 is a big improvement over 3, of course. That's a pretty good thing. Yes, 100%, 100%. Then that happens, but that is the bias of me. This is Roborock. Roborock is one of the manufacturers of robot vacuums from Xiaomi, because I love Xiaomi. That happens. And this one specifically has the arm to pick up socks, not like vacuum the socks, because the previous one did. And so now they have this thing, which is absolutely useless, but fun to watch. Just pick up the thing and then put it back into a box somewhere, and then you're good. Then it goes back there, and it's fine. For those of you who have Internet of Things scared, as in you know how compromised they could be. This work with, you guessed it, cameras. So yeah, um, anyone that get access to your IoTs can get access to your vacuum cleaner camera, which needs to be pretty good because it needs to be able to recognize elements and ensure that, you know, like this was a tissue and therefore it goes in the bin. If it's a sock, it goes in somewhere else. If it's a shoe, it goes somewhere else, and so on. So, yeah. Um, Cookie, hi. Welcome back. How have you been? I've seen you've been going back to streaming from time to time, I think. Um, unless I'm making a mistake. Props, hi, welcome back. How are you? How's everything? How is everything? Maybe I'm making a mistake. But yeah, that was fun. Nonetheless, DMF has announced their new Buds 2, which is interesting. It seems to be pretty good as always. I still don't really like the fucking wheel. I think it's a gimmick. It looks good in transparent, but again, either gonna break or it's gonna turn yellow with time. So yeah, the box is. I mean, yeah, the box is still good. Case is still nice. Nonetheless, I wanted to keep and show you these. When we talked about like light last week, 2 weeks ago, I forgot, not so long ago. That was a pretty interesting thing as well to see. So this is basically a simple outline, right? With this corner being pretty white and this corner being pretty dark. And that gives you that bump effect. So basically when we did the disc player, music player from last week on Friday, technically, that's where the things comes. Brain works today, which is impressive. It's basically that you have like one highlight at the top and one darkness at the bottom. And in the center, you just have like one line. That thing has a blow that gives you the raised with shadow effect for that element. It's just really good. It's a really simple thing to achieve. Again, you just have like your element here, which is one element, really simple, 40, for example. But that's going to be your range. And then you just duplicate this with something. And instead of having the stroke inside, you make it outside. You ensure that it's like pretty big. Let's do 6 so it's visible. And it has a gradient of pure white right here to pure black right there. And then we make sure that it has the angle we need to capture the top and bottom at the same time. So usually I go a bit higher right there, lower right here. Therefore you have like your highlight here, a bit of highlight still here, then really dark right there. As an effect, there's going to be a layer blow. And ta-da! As soon as this is above, I have my highlight right there and my shadow right here. If the background was a tad lighter, you can see how it blends in, but still has that raised effect. That took 5 clicks. The most tedious part is to get the fucking radial gradient or gradient in the right angle to make sure that it matches the thing. But that's really, really simple to have. Technically, this is wrong because it still highlights around here. It's a bit of a fall off highlight shadow thing, which is an option, but it's not really what we like to see. But it is an option. The other thing that you can have is to reverse the options and basically have a very flat version of it. And so instead of having this in The single stroke, you can have one for the highlight and one for the shadow. Therefore, you can more tinker with it or tinker more with it. But yeah, really simple to do. That's it. Details, full details, what it showcase, how it's made. This one was really good as well. The only thing that I like about it is the mic expanding when it's like matching the length of the text. The rest, debatable, but that expansion, if it is like working live when you go to the next line, for example, that makes a lot of sense to me. It looks cool. Again, this is like small detail that make your UI better and more intuitive or more liked by the users, and it makes no difference. As soon as the thing works, you can work on these tiny, tiny macro interactions. Before that, don't bother. Do not bother. That's fun. I don't drink tea, but that's fun. And then this one is a very stream friendly. I'm just hiding the bottom. If you know Harry Potter's and you have seen the movies, you know exactly what's going to happen right there. But yeah, that's usually one of these three. And yeah, something happened on stream in chat specifically. It's usually one of these with a Stony next to it. Usually. Uh, the people like Khalil that have the first, as in they have been subbed since the beginning for the first 10 subs, I think. That's a thing. And then the VIPs, like Maddie, just coming in and dropping things. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Always the case. It's always the case. It is always the case. I popped on this thing, which is interesting. I'm going to say that. Do not say much more. The design of it is really interesting to me because it has like a map and a map. So it's loading two instances of the map to show you things and navigations. But I don't know. The reason why I don't know is because me being myself and trying to build like a map-based app as well, the resources that it needs to run one single instance of the map with custom pins is sometimes up to 700 megabytes of megabytes. Yeah, almost a gig of RAM for just one instant of the map. And then they are running two, and apparently they are running two that are fully animating the view, like the camera. And from here, you can see that it's not like just two. It's an entire scroll view with distances from point A to point B, like the one that is above to the one that is under. And you can scroll through the entire thing and you have just maps upon maps upon maps upon maps. I don't know how that person has the ability to run this that smoothly, even though it is currently in simulator, so like inside of Xcode, but I'm technically impressed. So I might need to rethink the whole system on my side because it's breaking more than this. So we'll see. We will see. And that happened. It's really cool. That for preferences. What else happened? I think that's about it. This one was really fun because it really is a duplicate of the existing that we have used um, as reference, and we have done into the Diamond Tuesday. But they have a bit more translucence around here when the thing is highlighted, which is really cool. But cool looking, cool looking. And then that was for Kara because they wanted like some, you know, music players. This one is an interesting music player. And that's about it. I think most of these are from last week, which we kind of talked about, specifically this one. So I guess, we could. Anyways, here we have talked about that. Let me see if it is in my projects. I don't know. I don't know where I put this. Is it in my draft? It might be in my draft. Dang. So, if you remember, last February, 2 months ago, there was a design contest about creating an app for astronauts that lived on the moon. Design contest, fake scenario, things, whatever. And so in the beginning, I kind of started to do something very simple with simple voice flow. We kind of talked about it, and it it's not good. I don't like it. I didn't like it, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't make the cuts, because I didn't enjoy what I was doing. I hate in every fiber of my body. I hate challenges and contests. It makes no sense to me. There is the sense of competition that just doesn't make any sense in my head. It has never worked. So sports makes no sense, and so on. And so contests into design makes no sense to me. But from that really wasn't something good. And then I kind of did some design exploration that were pretty interesting, implying or including this one, which was a really me thing, which I think I should have sent. It wouldn't have been selected anyways, but I think I should have sent that. But then what happened is at the end of almost the last day before, like being the last minute to send the thing, I was like, you know what? If you are on your space station and you are using a spacesuit and you have still a phone for some fucking reason, because we are still living in 2025 and the people are living there, you probably will have your phone mounted on your arm, and therefore your phone is going to be in landscape mode instead of being in portraits. So I basically sent this as the option, which had everything but in landscape, so that you just look at your watch or something, whichever side you want, and have access quickly to the play button or the recording buttons for the voice control. That made a lot more sense. Again, one of the reasons why I don't like these challenges is because the way that I think and the way that I went through the process of really understanding the users or the potential users, their goals, the thing that we needed to put in place, and so on, doesn't show in the output. You just see this and you're like, yeah, okay, all right. fine. The sad thing as well is that I did some of these things as well, which was really interesting. I did the whole flow in almost final design to ensure that things made sense and were looking okay compared to what they were expecting, which was this, which I think is this that I sent because they wanted that. But yeah, it's just weird. Nonetheless, there has been a ton of things. Now I really want to see who has been selected and who will win that thing to see if I can complain much or if I was really out of the loop in terms of design and thinking. I have a feeling, based on the previous three winners, that they are mostly taking like dribble shots as winners rather than thinking shots. I know. So yeah. But that whole thing that you didn't see kind of worked a bit better. There is a ton of thing that needs to be animated to make more sense, like the wave from the voice, the transition in thinking and processing. All of that made a lot more sense. You know, that was fun to achieve though. This thing, bit of a pain to get my fucking text curved again. I think the mic is not working. I'm seeing that right now. I have doubts. Let me see that thing. Is this working or is it not working? You are working though. Technically working. Technically not working. Huh. Interesting. But now that's gonna work, right? Technically gonna work. Yep. That's crazy. That is crazy. Good. Anyways, forget about it. Just the mic. But that was interesting to see, at least. To go over like the thinking and the process of finding the solution for why, when, what happens, what is the reason for like this process behavior. Again, my main thing, which I think we talked about during the stream, which you've never seen because I wasn't live, you know, shouldn't have been. The main thing being, at least for me, being the system knows all behavior, as in if, based on the goal being programming and controlling bots or robots to do tasks that you want them to do for you specifically, the system knows all behavioral mindset for me is basically at any given point in time, the system knows which bots are currently doing anything, and you have a view of your fleet of bots on your arms, on your phone, and you can define which one is doing what, and if you want to reroute them or reassign them to other tasks. But if in the thinking that I had here of we've seen things, we see that the status of 42 bots are active out of the 50 that we have. 8 of them are available. However, one of them is currently already doing what is asked and already has a very specific amount of material that was supposed to be mined. So we only need 800 grams left. Therefore, I'm sending one of the available to do that rather than sending 2 to fetch 2 kilos at once. There is this overarching, I'd say, thinking model of the system knows what needs to happen. The system knows exactly what's currently happening at any given point, and therefore can redirect or do other things when necessary. That was the main point, which I don't know. Again, I don't know if that whole thing has been read and looked at entirely by the committee jury people. I would say probably, but we never know. Nonetheless, this is from the design flow. If I could type, that would be appreciated, which again is an Italian thing. So I don't know exactly when they will. Kira, hi, walk on in. Um, yeah, I don't know when they will release and showcase who won, what they have done, whatever. The only thing that we have is the previous winners, which, when looking at it, I don't know. It felt okay, but it's also like not necessarily a thing. This design flow is like animation frames, kinda not really. These flows are mostly the prototype, so it's not really working here. I think it kind of works around there, but it's like ensuring that we have all of the steps uh, of the app, so you ensure that the user knows that this is the starting point. Like they either come from the lock screen and they say, "Hey, I don't know, keyword Alexa," all that. Sorry, or you are from the home screen and then you tap on the app and you enter this, whatever. From there, you have two options. You can either expand the maintenance and go see who is doing what, or you can go directly into the mic. Then from the mic, you have the options, and therefore you can follow like the arrows and the flows of the users, what's happening. Like for example, here you have, I said something, and then you end up here, and the bots or the AI is saying, I'm not sure I heard you properly. Can you just repeat? What material do you need? And then they can just define, either tap on a button or just say, well, I'm going to re-say my sentence, and it just goes back there. But, like, this is not for animation. It is useful for animation frames or as animation frames, god damn it. But it's mostly for the prototypes, ensuring that the people that could or might uh, do that and launch the prototype from there would see the entirety of the options. Just That's just not an option. That that who who said that? Who said this is a good idea? Uh, yeah, we have done that in the past. We have done a Figma based stream layout. So we've based, like, not even the stream layout. We've done the stream overlay made in Figma and accessed through Figma itself. So basically, the thing was sent as a big ass frame, which was a pure green background that you have a green screen, and then the whole overlay was on top of that, and then it was keyed, color keyed, yes, color keyed through OBS, and everything that was on top of that was just, well, transparent on top of the stream itself. That's the thing that happens. In terms of what you're saying, which is, I guess, I guess. These are gonna be not the one that I'm looking for. I should go on to the other one though. Do I have prototypes on this? No, I do. There. We had this made many times, at least for me, where I can see like the transition in between what should happen. So if I'm here and I have like my camera that is here and the chat that is there, but then underneath I have like notes or titles or whatever. When I'm switching scene, I want the camera to retract itself, the chat to go to the left and not be visible anymore and be replaced by the chat at the bottom, just sliding in. So having that made in Figma as a default kind of helped me understand what would happen when we have like these transitions, because this is basically like move transition is smart animate in Figma, and therefore you can just see what is good, what would work, what wouldn't work, and so on. But we've done plenty of them. I wish I had that. Yes. I don't think 0 is going to help, but I can take a look. Again, most of these have been options, which have options that have been stream overlays, which have had prototypes. We have the regular thing. I don't remember what I did, how I did it. Just know that this was a thing as well. But potentials, options, transitions, all that, in the beginning at least, was made every time to ensure that I had something that makes sense, and kind of played with the transition, the creation of the alerts. Like we did these alerts on stream at some point. Yeah, most of them are really just the basics. The simplest ones, I don't think I saved the one that I have in mind right now. I don't think I did. You know, simple potential, very, very smooth conditions. So yeah, to answer your question, yes. You can prototype a stream layout to ensure that you have the thing that you need to have, and also to ensure that the transitions or the placements kind of works and do exactly what you wanted it to do. Otherwise, you will have a bit of an issue, and you want to avoid issues as much as possible, you know. Also, right now, I'm supposed to have a click somewhere, and the click doesn't work. I see. That's crazy. Just rediscovering these files that I've done already. I think that's the file I was looking for. But if I look down, it would have been better. But yeah, still, most of these have in the beginning, like basically when I was doing one new stream overlay per month, these were helpful. But now it's just it it it's a waste of time. Like it's something that we've talked about before. Bones, hi, welcome on in. You probably were here 2 years ago when we talked about that. I don't know, but basically, when you've been working with one tool specifically, whichever tool it is, if it's Sketch, Figma, OBS, whatever, if you spend enough time in the tool, you don't need to plan what you need to do in the tool anymore. You just know how the tool works, and therefore you just use the tool. And so right now, if I'm asked to do something in Figma, I can do it like this just because I've been playing with Figma for the past 8 years, and therefore I kind of know how to do things. The thing that happens right now is that I spend less and less time in Figma, and I spend more and more time in Xcode because it's easier for me to build something as an app that I can run on my phone that is linked to code directly, that doesn't need a design phase. Like I'm pushing the process from thinking to release by probably 75%, just because I can just get rid of the design phase because I know how to design things, and then coding them is faster. Which is the same reason that happened for me when I decided to move out of wireframing. The process of wireframing disappeared from my workflow in 2015. Technically 2016. Same thing. But basically what happened is I was in the agency, the wireframes were taking more time than the design, and when you did the wireframes inside of the design tool, which was Sketch at the time, you then showcased the wireframes, and then you had to redo the design on top, and it was basically doubling the amount of time that you spent while doing work in Sketch. And because most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, I was designing something in wireframes, and the client was okay with it because they thought it was pretty good, or the manager was pretty happy with it. On one of the later clients, I decided to skip the wireframe things and send them black and white screens that were designed with shadows and shit, but just with an overlay of black and white to hide the colors and look like wireframes. And basically at the end, if the client was happy with it, I just the black and white filter, and we had the design done in 20 seconds. So we reduced the whole process by half in the design side. And right now, it's the same thing for me in OBS. So I used to, in the beginning, have to go in Figma, plan my layout, define how it's supposed to look, and then check the zones, define the names, ensure that all of my sources were pretty well defined and all that. And then I did that, and then I did that again in OBS, and then I did that again, and then one day I just did in OBS all the thing, and then I stopped doing them in Figma. And right now, if I need to do a new overlay in OBS, it's gonna take me same thing. It's gonna take me maybe 4 hours, compared to before when it took me 4 days. So the more time you spend in a very specific tool, the more comfortable you are in there, and therefore the more what's the word? Acceptable is not the word. Probable is not the word. There's a higher chance, that's not what I'm trying to say, of you just using that tool directly rather than using the previous one that you had. So doing sketches on a book or something to ensure that my layout works, for example, like that's a pretty good layout. It's simple. It just does the thing that you want it to do. That's an option, but again, like specifically this one is also a pretty good example of what I did. Whereas here, that side, I have laid out logos. These are logo design thinking for me, ensuring that I had the layout that needs to happen for the words of that logo. And that's all I needed. I think I have a second page on that. But yeah, like other logo like these don't really happen anymore, just because it you know, it takes more time for no reason. I mean, for reasons, but for not good reasons. So yeah, sketching is really useful. It makes things faster. At the end of the day, if you're faster in your tool, use the tool that you like. Like right now, I'm faster in Figma to do visual stuff. I'm not faster in Xcode to do visual stuff, but I know enough of SwiftUI to repolish something that pops out as native into something that looks better. So you can just use the native and just restyle it way faster. Anyways, that was the point. That was the main point. But yeah, so these things that you saw a second ago were mostly, what do you mean, already? Mostly options for prototyping and flows to ensure that you have the output that you want to have, and also to ensure that you have a flow that makes sense that you can showcase to someone else. For example, we had this for pins at some point to potentially create something in terms of alerts that could be popped on stream. And that was a very simple thing where a folder were to just, open up. Like it slides in, it's hidden, and it just opened the folder. You see the message, you see the person that has sent whatever, and then after a delay, just it's out. And that system, same thing, to ensure that the whole ID was working, I kind of had to figure around that in Figma, because then I used these as images to kind of understand how it would look as well inside of OBS. And also because I can't create this thing in OBS directly. That's not an option. I mean, I can, but it's annoying. So I don't. But yeah. That was the thing. Anyways. I realized this was still using Superline, and I'm still using Superline today on some other things. So, happens. But yeah, you can do that. You can do that. And Stoney, you said something earlier of like you challenge me all the time. You don't. But also it's a
Kanamash is
different
just
thing.
resubscribed for 32 months.
Today is a 32-month day. Kane, welcome back. Thanks for the resub. Kat has been on 32 months sub today as well. This is impressive. You both have 32 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's a lot of months. That is a lot of months. Yeah. But yeah, no, Stony, the main thing is competition between designers is really bad. I hate it just because it's not how I work. I wouldn't be good if I was in competition mode. Like I'm not even. I wouldn't be. I yeah. I can't be good in competition mode. It has never been good to me to think that someone else is doing the same work as me. Like that doesn't. Like my brain is like, what's the point? If someone else is trying to do the exact same thing, it's I don't really see the point. So the fact that design flow was like mostly um secretive and not open, like I couldn't be and go see if someone else did something that was pretty interesting, that is kind of the reason why I still did the thing. But yeah, I just hate competition. It has never, like, sports in school, same thing, like the PE, visual physical whatever education. I think that's the fucking word. The anything sports related has always been met with eh, as the teacher, are you making us compete with each other? Okay, I don't give a shit then. That always enraged the teachers because they were like, no, you need to give your all and give your best. And I was like, no, they are all doing that. I don't need to. So, yeah, it is a waste of time. But King, to answer your question, I'm pretty good. I'm a bit tired, as always. Um, I I stopped drinking Monster, and then I started again. That's bad. Uh, I just stop again because I have my appointment with my doctor on the 20th of May. But because it takes a bit of time for me to just, get used to not having anything sweet during the day, it's, yeah, 2 weeks I'm going to need to hard cut. But yeah. And what else happened? The app launched, the app crashed, someone bought the app entirely. Um, and they bought the app entirely, as in they bought the lifetime plan. Their version of the lifetime plan is broken. I have something in the, like, I think it's called a race condition, right, Tony? I think that's the thing. But basically, um, when the user launched the app for the first time and they have a lifetime plan, the app is checking the lifetime plan, the unlocked thing, the lifetime plan, the unlocked thing, the lifetime plan, and therefore it's just a loop, and it ends up being like a bit of an issue. Yeah, I think that's the yeah. It checks for the lifetime plan before it can check if the subscription is enabled, or like it did a full thing. It still does it, to be honest, for that person, which is really sad because they bought the whole thing for $200. um, yeah, it's just fixed on my side. It has never been an issue on my side, which is why it's annoying. But yeah. I have heard of the fake thing of Figma having website mode, which, from all I see, because I have access to the beta version of Figma, I don't see website in there, and I haven't seen anything from anyone on any platform that has. website. I do remember when Fox or Figma Atelier had done like the fake Figma redesign for the dark mode that didn't exist yet, um, and added website in there. But yeah, I've I've heard about. I'm expecting Figma to create something that is going to be website for sure. Um, like it makes a lot of sense, right? Going back to what I said last week, last month, last every month now, because Figma acquired these, um, you know, they acquired the Numberworld, which is a collaborative IDE to build websites. They acquired it in 2024, last year in 2024, and nothing popped out of it yet. It's been a year. They have acquired the entire tech, the entire team, the entire thing, and therefore there is a high chance for this to become what Figma website could be. Could probably redesign, obviously, but like there is a chance that it exists. So I don't know. You need to stream on both. And too late. You basically has Atom vertical installed. When you have this in your settings, you make sure that you have your vertical canva that is sending to an output. And you need to create a new stream every time. But that's annoying. However, because you are on Windows, which is good for this, you will have the ability to get stream element. I guess I don't think it's stream element. I think it's stream element live. I forgot. I forgot. Yes, that's because you have the same key. You're using the same key. The vertical needs to go through like a secondary stream. It's basically two different streams. It's not the same access token. It's not the same key. I mean, it's the same access token, but it's not the same key, streaming key. So with Stream Element Live, you will have access to multi-stream, and it doesn't need you to create the stream in advance, which is the reason why I kind of stopped. So Stream Element Live is a plugin that you can just have or run. It's a version of OBS basically with that, and you can just say you want a version that is in vertical, and you just do that. It will ask you when you start streaming, what's the title, you press play basically, and you're done. So this one is the current base good option. The Atom vertical is there to help you form the vertical canva, but yeah, that currently Stream Element Live also have vertical canva here, and they probably also have like a combined chat for you to look at. So that's pretty useful. But yeah, on Windows, this is going to be the best. I wish they did it for Mac, but will never happen. Will never happen. And Kane, yes, I mean, I have never left OBS. I've never left. Still on Mac though. It's bad. Stream Element OS, Stream Element Live is OBS. The same thing, it's just basically a plugin. It runs a version of OBS that has been reskinned by StreamElement, but it is OBS in the background. So you're not moving from OBS. Still the same. Still the same. So yeah, I guess Figma is gonna announce the website thing probably in AdConfig next month. I'm hoping they announce something. Mainly because, like, no, it will take your install folder. So you should be good. Like, it would check if OBS already exists. If it does, it will install in the same folder. If it doesn't, it will install a new version. But because we made OBS local instead of portable, you should be good. No, I talked about Meld, which is the other streaming platform option, and it's not good enough. It doesn't do everything that I want to do. And yeah, there is nothing else though. Oh no, there is Twitch Studio. Twitch Studio is the other one. However, Twitch decided to say, you know what? We're gonna kill the app, which is really sad because it was really good. It was better than most of the other apps. I wish they open sourced it. If they did, I would have fun. The fork update. Just take a look. Yeah, I can't really fork OBS. It's too big. It sounds kinky. But yeah, that happens. But yeah, they probably will have. So from my sources, I said nothing. There will be some changes into the UI. Much. Not that much, but kinda some changes into Figma's UI. There will be some coherence and consistency across tools. So Figma, FigJam, Figma Slide currently have 3 viable interfaces. Specifically, like Figma Slide and FigJam have similar panels at the bottom, whereas Figma is a bit of a different breed of tooling at the bottom. There might be a bit of a coherence check right there. They will probably announce some things in terms of refinement for existing features. They have been pushing a ton of little icon pushes. Like, I don't even know if it is visible here. I don't think it is. It is. For example, this is kind of new. Like that icon right there, which basically condense or compact all of your layers. So anything that is unselected will just compact, which is basically the same thing as saying, you know, if I'm here, for example, and I'm deep down in there, and I do like, you know, the Alt, just Alt or Option and L, it just does the exact same thing. But no, people need it for some reason to, you know, have access to a fucking button. And there is like a ton of teeny tiny things, like these icons right here have changed. That icon is kind of new. That have been improved through the past few days, technically months. So that will be announced, officially announced. There have been like so many things in the UI that changed places from the previous version to this one that I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, I feel like the new version, if they do a new version again, it will be a pain. and we will once again have to re-record all of the videos that we've made and redo the whole thing and relearn something that used to work a very specific way that now doesn't. So, yeah. I really hope that they release something new, and Figma website would be pretty interesting. Overall, really good to potentially get some market share on Framer and Webflow. But in order to do that and be successful, they would need to be priced fairly. Probably not going to happen. Based on how Figma prices everything, I do feel like they will overcharge for the features. And yeah, I don't think Figma can recover from pricing. To be honest, I wish, but I don't think they can. I think they will stay in the Adobe style pricing of it's on the seat and uh, it's a once a month thing, and it's not like the sketch version of pricing, which is like you pay once a year and that's it. Cool, we good. Yeah, cool. I think it's much better, but obviously I am biased. Like, I mean, technically, not even. The the new sketch thing is a yearly subscription. The previous sketch thing was a version subscription, which mean that if you were on sketch 3 and you wanted to have sketch 3 and they took 2 years to release sketch 4, then you had 2 years of updates. And then when they released sketch 4, you need to just renew your license. Good. But yeah, I don't think Figma can do that just because that would imply some people would need to remain on the previous version of Figma, and because Figma is web-based, that is not an option. So, yeah. Something came into my head that kinky as well, and then went out. I had an idea. That's what I mean. I had a thought, and the thought went away. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, the heck. I don't know if I can do that. Let me see. I mm, mm, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's not an option. It won't work. Sadly, looking at a very specific website, and that yeah, I can't really share things. I can share that, but that's just the type of thing I have on my feed, which is construction content uh, for water and electric in China from efficient workers. Really good looking content. Anyways, details. Details. So yeah, how have you been, Kate? It's been a bit since last time you've been here. How's everything on your end? You said life's not that exciting, but been a month ish. I don't know. Goddamn. That's strong. That is strong. Oh, and Stony, you asked 2 months ago if my hair naturally stayed up. Today, I used a different hair product, and this side wants to fall down. So, yeah, I think it's pretty much the same. I see. I see. I see. Well, it's kind of the same here. Uh, I think since last time, I decided to release um, a Figma bootcamp. Me. Uh, on Patreon, but yeah, that's the other thing. That's a good thing. Finding a flat where you are seemed complicated last time, and the one that you have is the one that you have is like the family flat, I think. So I have a feeling that it's gonna be a bit complicated, and if she has a cat and you are allergic to the cat, ah, I'm sorry, but you're gonna sneeze and be red and be itchy all the time because if she has a cat, her clothes, everything has cat hair all over. So yeah, you're gonna die. I'm sorry. This is what's gonna happen. Hey, you need to be ready. It's gonna be fine. If it's a nice cat, we're good with it. God damn. There are options. You can desensitize yourself. That's the thing. It takes a long time, but you can do some um allergy therapy. I think that's the word. I forgot. Which basically helps you to be less allergic and then not allergic at all. So yeah, if you are doing treatments for that specifically, that could help. Get the cat and be good with it. But yeah. No, finding a flat is a pretty good thing, at least. I think it takes a lot of time, but it also shows you, the partner that you are with, how they organize, look for something. Are you doing the whole work? Are they doing nothing? You know, all that. 'Cause that happens as well sometimes. Sometimes, you think you're doing some work and then the other one is doing nothing at all and just waiting for you to do the thing and find the flag. Mm. Yeah. Why am I so tired? Oh, goddamn. My dad was allergic to cats, and dogs, and pollens, and fluffy trees, and yeah, it was kind of it was kind of sad because he wanted a dog, but he couldn't, and then yeah, never happened. We had like rabbits at home, which was fine, but we had like hamsters same thing, good because tiny and far away from my dad, so that was okay. But yeah, complicated situations. And now he did, so that's good. No more allergy. I don't know why I'm so tired. I mean, I don't know, but well, damn. I've been weirdly sleeping properly. It doesn't make any sense. Um, Last month, I basically spent the whole month taking melatonin before bed to, sleep faster and all that. And I always woke up at like 2 or 3 a.m. and couldn't really go back to sleep. So I basically slept from 22 to like 3, which is not good, but it's not bad. And then, um, no. And then I stopped because I finished the box. And now I fall asleep much faster and I sleep the whole night in one go. I don't wake up in the middle. I'm just dead. Just faking my death for like 6 hours. And then I go to the gym and it's good. And, and I don't get it because I'm not taking anything. Other than being tired all the time. Which is really bad. Which is really bad. Ah, it shouldn't happen. I shouldn't be that tired. Like I'm not doing things that are supposed to take like so much energy out of me, but I still do. So, you know, um, yeah, I don't know. That is weird. Let me just check that message. I don't know what that is. Um, mm-hmm. Hmm. Was you got a cat? Ah, interesting. Good job. Congrats. What happened? Sorry. Uh, just so seeing something. Um. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Well, I got something similar last month, so maybe it was the season. Maybe it was the season. Um, I don't know. I just received like an, an email from an unknown source saying that I am under investigation. There is not my name in any of the documents. There is not my name in any of the mails that I have received, and they don't really disclose what they are talking about. So that mail is a spam and went in the trash immediately. Also, the documents that they were sending was PDF in PNG formats. that you can't really, you know, ban the content. God damn. But yeah, I got someone earlier this month, last month, that sent me like a DM on Twitter saying, "I'm so sorry. I thought you scanned me, so I reported your account to Twitter, and they said that because you apparently have received like a lot of violation in the past, you might be permanently banned." And then he hi, and I was like, okay, cool, good. And they said, yeah, so that they sent me like the handle of the person on Discord that you need to contact. I was like, yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I don't. I do not. I don't have spoilers. I don't. Uh, nothing that I can talk about, legally speaking. You know, NDAs and all that. I'm still part of the beta testers that they contact from time to time, so I can see things. But as always, I sign documents. I don't talk about stuff. I'm not talking about stuff. How are you, Danny? How's everything? How's the bag? How's the backpack? Is it good? Did you receive it? Um, yeah, yeah. Discord for communication, for uh, staff member communication, related and specialized into um, unbanning people. Yeah. Discord, 100%, 100%. I mean, it makes sense, right? I needed to. You're the first to really notice it, to be honest, because no one uses emotes. It's kind of weird. Um, good, good job. I hate it. I hate the shape you took. Um, like it's really a pill shape. It's a total shape. That's not my vibe. I don't. I mean, even mine is already like kind of. Uh, yeah, yeah. But good. You like it? That's good. I think yeah. I mean, it's the one that you sent me on Discord. So yeah, I think we're talking about the same bag. Um, you are Nigerian prince. Boat. Congrats. Um, I see. I don't have bitcoins anymore, so I can't really send you anything. Yeah, yeah. That's what I call pill shapes kind of thing. It's the same as mine. Uh, like I got bit where you at. I got this one, which is really much a pill, right? I mean, not this one, but kind of this one. And it to me, they are really similar. They don't open the same way, but they are really similar. So they are pill shapes. But if you like it, that's good. I thought you went with the other one. Air is really good overall. It has like a good shape. My ideal bag is a valet. Someone that takes my bag for me. Uh, no, my ideal bag is oh, it's a good question. I don't No, I I I don't think I have an ideal backpack that I have found. I'm really minimalistic in terms of what I like in backpacks. I know we talked about it and we kind of uh, went through the YouTube channels that have like the right content for backpacks finding, and they have released one video here to the minimalist video reviews, which they go over a ton of backpacks that are pretty good, but most of them are the same. To me, they all look the same. Most of the backpacks that exist right now are the same. There is nothing really. Have a good call. Take care of yourself. We'll see you later, probably. It's just not that good. The other one that we looked at, I forgot the name. I think there is an X in the middle of the name, but it's not. I'm sure it's not. It was green, all that. Um, Similar to Air, but not Air. Um, but yeah. No, no, a valet that has like the car, the taking care of the bags, like an assistant, a chauffeur, like I know the valet is only taking the car from um, the person to the parking, but yeah. Like these are too big in my eyes. So I do like Air as a general thing. The Bellroy that we looked at as well is really good. They are nice, but it's the same thing. They look the same. The Transit is the only one that is different. To me, like it's a bit different, but they are the same, and therefore I'm not the biggest fan of backpacks. I like duffel bags. It's easier to have, easier to navigate with. Like Peak Design have the travel bags, duffels, which are good. It's just not that good in terms of navigation. Uh, it's not good. Um, yeah. Hi, Grayson. Welcome back. Yeah, and the ability to die faster than planned. Yes, yes. Uh, the only thing that I do like about this new version, is they have like a long thing. Goddamn names, that thing right there. And therefore you can have it with your hands or over the shoulders. That makes a lot more sense to me. But yeah, that's also like a very, very good way for me to tweak my back and then not be able to walk for the past or the next 3 to 4 days just because it's on one side. So I'm old now. I sadly need a backpack with both straps. I don't have a choice. Uh, Again, the new versions, like the new series that they have, is extremely expensive for reasons, and they are really light and big at the same time. Like the one that I have in Japan is this one, which is waiting for me right now. It is big. It's a 45 liters, so it counts as a like a carry-on. Basically, it's the same size as a suitcase. So it doesn't even have more space in a suitcase. Suitcase are 35 liters, and this one is 45. Anyways, Um, yeah, that's also true. Um, yes, it's also like I look like this. To me, I really look like this. The bag is my size. It's it is crazy, but you can like kind of compress it if you don't need the whole thing. Um, but yeah, I'm not 5'4", but it looks like this. It is massive. Um, yes, 100%. So I have this for regular long haul travels. It's easier, and then I have other versions of the same bag, but you know, like 20 liters a year, which is really a pill. It's okay, but it's still a turtle. I still look like a turtle with it. I don't like that. So yeah. Um, it is better. To me, it is better. Their white version is really cool. Personally speaking, like it's really nice, but they kind of stopped, and I have the gray one. And right now, if I go back to Japan, I'm just taking this. I don't need more than that. Everything is there. Uh, but yeah, no, I don't know. I forgot what is the brand that you had that you wanted to take in the first place. Do you remember that? That is true. That is true. No, I don't. Is it alpaca? I maybe yes. That's exactly the one. Yes. That green one looked better to me than this one. Um, just because it's a day pack, I would say. So mostly light stuff. And you know, like that makes a lot more sense to me. But I just hate that fucking orange in the center so much that I would need to recolor it. And if I re-dye it, I would re-dye the green as well, and therefore it's just not worth it. So yeah, if it wasn't, like if it was more for red, like the black version, that would be better. But if it was like the gray option inside of the green, I would probably buy the thing almost immediately because that's a neat interior. That looks so classy. But they can't. Like that fabric there, I don't like it. That fabric here, I do like it because it's lighter. But the entire there, I hate it. And the interior here, I like it. They can't decide. Yes, 4 inches. That's how deep I go. Even this one is kind of flat, kind of square as well. So I don't know. Hair is pretty good. I like, I like courtesy as well. Which maybe not the US version. Um, I do like these mainly because of their shapes. Like they have these weird ass thing that don't really help in any way, shape, or form, but it's weird. I like it. I like it. That's it. Um, but that's the only reason. I hate the price. with all my life. I hate their prices. But um, it's not really hard. The the end point or the goal of life is depending on your aspirations as a human. Maybe you want to be helpful, maybe you want to be happy, maybe you just want to drink, maybe you just want to fry yourself on the beach. Like it it depends. The current society that we are in, the goal is to work as hard as you can so that you can relax later. The thing is, it is put this way because we know that people die, and sometimes they die earlier, so that we expect them to be working so hard until they basically die. It's not good. But if you are like wealthy and you have enough money and you can do whatever the fuck you want, I think most people, and that's gonna be an answer for you. Most people don't really know what they want to do, but you kind of know that you want to be creative in some sort. But you, if you had, like, if you achieve your success goals of having enough money and enough time and enough things, you will still want to be creative in some sort. So you will create something, either being a designer, either creating like a house, either creating a clothing line, either creating an app, a software, something um, that is meant for you, something that you enjoy creating, like making painting, making songs, music, things. Um, I mean, buying things when you have the money is not boring. It's just you don't buy things. You just have everything. Um, so it's just like I don't look at what I'm buying. Like I'm paying things, yes, but I don't. It doesn't make a dent. My bank account, personally, it does, but like that's in the end goal of I have money, you know. Um, it's just like yeah, I'm paying for this. That's it. Then yeah, and the dent is like so. It's yeah. I don't think buying is good. I think creating is pretty nice. I think relaxing is also pretty good. You have access to things that you didn't have access to before as soon as you have money. So you have experiences that you may have never heard before or never seen before because you didn't fit the brackets of the people that have access to it. And now you have access to it because you have some money. But yeah, it really it really depends. Um, yeah, almost. The thing is, when you have money, traveling doesn't matter. It's mostly when you are stuck in one place that traveling becomes interesting. And the reason why most people travel is because they can't really leave where they are. Like they are stuck in that city. They are stuck in that country. And they don't have enough money to go travel. So traveling is interesting because it's seeing outside. As soon as you get money or you have money, traveling is a regular thing. And you don't travel for the same reason and you don't travel the same way, if that makes any sense. Like, I live hypothetical, I have money, not the case. I live here, I have money, I have a very big house. I want to travel to Sweden. I'm gonna rent a house for the week. I'm there. I'm gonna rent a house. I'm not gonna go to the hotel. I'm renting a house, a full house with a garden, with a pool, with something. And it's basically the exact same house that I have at home, but in another country. And so the traveling becomes less interesting because you just change the environment to fit what you want to have right now. And usually you're gonna have like some point, um, you just like you go to a new country that speaks the same language as you so that you're not uh, annoyed. But if you have money, yeah, you have someone that takes care of all that. So you have a translator with you. It's just, I don't know. I don't think people that have money meet people, if that makes any sense. I don't think the people that travel that have a lot of money meet people. I think they meet other people that have a lot of money, which is other people, yes, for sure. But it's skewed. Like it's more than skewed. The the views of someone that has money compared to the view of someone that doesn't have that much but still has money, and someone that doesn't have money at all, are absolutely different. And so someone that is from the or has the perspective of having money will have similar views than you, usually. Usually. For reasons, money helps a ton. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't think a rich person would take the time to random chat and then buy, you know? Um, but also it depends. Maybe. I saw like a video earlier today from someone that does like street interviews in Australia, I think. And they were just asking how old are you and how much do you have in savings? And some people like, yeah, I'm 67. I have like 4 mil in the bank right now. Um, yeah, they, all right. Like one of them was like 80 something. He had like 40 million in the banks. Like, okay, why though? Like you're gonna die next year. Why? Why? So, I don't know. I think maybe when you're older, you kind of have these chats. But yeah, um, that's because we want to impress people. That's a social status situation thing. And if you want to dress well to impress people, that's something that you need to work on. If you want to dress well because you like to dress well, then that's good. But if you want to impress people, something is not right. Most people that hopes, like most people that dress for other people, yes, they hopes that happens, which never, I mean, not never, but usually doesn't happen. Um, I'd say dressing well in terms of fashion trends and style in general, and give you access to things that you might not have access to if you're just regularly clothed. So there are some restaurants, some places that have codes, and therefore you need to follow the dress code or be interestingly dressed to be part of. So yeah. The thing is, based on the impression, like first impression, as always, is the thing that takes the least amount of time and is the longest to reform in someone's head. So if I've seen you once and in the first 3 to 5 seconds I made or you made an impression in my head, because I saw how you dressed, I saw your face, I saw something, first 5 seconds, my brain categorized you somewhere. And then the more we have interactions, the more interactions we have, the more potential there is for me to move you to a different box because I know more about you. But it takes so long for me and for my brain to say, well, yes, that first impression was based on looks, and it's false based on knowledge that I now have that it didn't have. And so people dress certain ways to be placed in certain boxes in people's head that they think would make them look better for potential like interactions in the future. So if I come in with a nice car, dressed well, and I'm smiling and I'm friendly and all that, people would potentially put me in a specific box in their head. And therefore, if I seem approachable, I might be approached more because I seemed approachable in their first impression, like in the first 5 seconds. If I don't really look like someone that is really happy, like not smiling, I came in on the bike, I don't know, I'm saying it, I'm not dressed well like this. First impression might be, well, I don't know if I want to have an interaction with that person. So, because all people have biases, that's the reason people want to be placed in the right boxes or in the boxes that they think is more potential to give them the interaction with other people later. So that's the reason, or that's one reason at least. And then the other reason is usually if you like fashion, you just want to dress well for yourself because you just like the fit, you know. I mean, that might be how you feel about people that are dressing or dressed well. Also, it depends on like what you call dressed well. I 1 second. I'm sure I have one of these available right there. That mostly gonna be different. Can I find her? Oh, doubts. It's not gonna work. That is not the same. I know you can't see. Maybe that's way different. Maybe I decide that this is dressed well. I don't know. And you decided this isn't. Maybe this is well dressed. And I disagree. It really depends. So how you perceive dress well really will impact things. So if you currently think that like dressed well person is more don't mess with me, that might mean that either you don't want to be in that category or you internally don't really want to put yourself into that category of people, therefore you attempt to not be dressed the same way, or you want to and you want to be not messed with, and therefore you try to dress well in order to not be bothered, which is another option. Maybe I'm trying to look for another one, but I can't find her. Wait a bit. I wish I could know names, but they're all in Chinese, and so I don't know the names at all. That's I mean, you think about it as competition, which is already a bad thing. Like this, for example, for me is really well dressed. There is something about it that is really good. There is a ton of styles that they have that is really interesting, and like the outfits themselves are really good to me. But it's probably not your vibe, and it's probably not dressed well in your department. Like you might go with something that is a bit more slim or a bit more traditional. Than these that are like half street styles, half high fashion departments. That you know, the fact that you think about it as competition already for me is really not good. Like you will have a harder time if you think about it as competition because like you will see everyone else as a competition. And again, that goes back to some of the thing that I said in the beginning of the stream today, because we were talking about it. I hate competition. It's just not something that I want to be taking part on or off. Like it just makes no sense. Someone else is willing to put more effort than me on something. I don't want to participate. It just makes no sense to me. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, like chilling is way better, at least for me, and makes a lot of sense. I can't find her. So sad. It's been a while though. No, Stoney. Then he can't stop overthinking. He is a designer at the end of the day, and therefore we overthink everything. Can't, can't not happen. Uh, like that might be dressed well for you, right? Probably. I think. I would say. Even though he's always like in cars and things, but I feel like this is mostly what you would define as dress well or well dressed. Yeah, like not necessarily this one, but you know, like well dressed. Whereas I would define well dressed as some of his other fits as here, like more fashion, more interesting, more shapes. Like, this is really cool. That's a really cool jacket. But yeah, this is like well dressed, I think. Based on you, I'd say probably. I can't. God damn it. I had one that was doing like a multiple as well. Just way different styles, I think I would say, than the ones we've seen so far. But I can't find him. Yeah, it's been too long. Like this guy also same kind of vibe for me. Uh, this is well dressed again, biased, but yes, this is well dressed. There is like fashion choices in there that are really interesting. Um, and you know, like there is a personal style, there is a choice that things have been defined on point, you know. Dang. I mean, if you Grassham, if you like tattoo artists, you will find a lot of them, which is what happens for me. um, well, I reached a point where I thought about it. It's the same thing. There's nothing that I can do. My situation right now is not, or at least at the time when I came to that conclusion, my situation right now isn't good enough for me to help. And I think I found him. And therefore, I, I can't like spend time and waste time in not making my situation good enough to allow me to have the time to think about the others that are in a lower class environment, if you can say that, which is not really true, but you know, kind of. Um, and clothing and money has this thing where this would be uh, highly dressed, I guess, or undressed, depending. But also, like, this is like a highly thirst trappy thing. Um, you know, it, that's the point. That it's what they do. That is the goal. It's just what they do. But the whole thing of these, you probably would say that this is highly dressed, I guess. Um, this is Chinese person, not Japanese person. Chinese people are so tall when you're in the north of China. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of like the Netherlands. Um, so yeah. But that is like a perceived high fashion, expensive thing. This is like perceived value because you have the car, you have the bags, you have the things. but this is probably like a rented car. This is probably like a rented bag as well. And, you know, it happens. Nonetheless, still a thing. um, yeah, props. I do agree with that. I do think that the um going back to what I said earlier, I know that my situation is better than someone else, for sure. But I also know that it's not good enough for me to be able to help that someone else. So I can't take the time and the luxury of thinking about it. I need to make my situation better in order to help the other people, which, you know, it's not Friday, it's a Monday, which we are learning things today, officially. But yeah, like overall, fashion-wise, yes, there is like a perceived price tag that is added to people, which is when you can afford a certain amount of things, you are priced at a certain environment. And so there has been like many things happening in terms of like fashion, where people are buying designer bags and designer clothes and be categorized as specific type of people. And then there are the people that are above that that are buying even more expensive thing that you can't really see if it's really expensive or not. It's like a plain blank t-shirt, a really, really good quality, and it's nice. It's not really worth the price, but still, like, you know, way more expensive. And only the people that know will know. Like the same thing that I have like with one of my jackets, which I think we talked about it before. The I think that company, right? We went through that. That company is a kind of middle ground, high fashion, not too high fashion, but like still high price tags of things. It doesn't look like much, to be honest. It looks okay. It's not that good, but it's not that bad either. And it has like a pretty heavy price tag at times. Um, like this, for example, this one right there. You know, very simple, very nice, clean, whatever. You know. Um, so with that in mind, this wouldn't cream designer bags, designer clothes, but they are the same prices, or even more expensive at times. And it depends. So going back to what you were saying, yes, there is something that would be like associated with fashion, but I don't know. Sweet Supplies is pretty good. There is one in Japan. I mean, there is plenty in Japan of Sweet Supplies. Um, I've I've almost bought one at some point. But I fear this is a bit too like gimmicky, kinda. Um, I think Son of a Tailor might be a bit better for you specifically, mainly because of like the type of thing that they have. They do like custom fits and other things for t-shirts and other elements. I don't really remember if they have pets. I forgot. I think it's mostly like the tops. I do remember that they did have at some point a pants. It was kind of similar, but yeah, if you want like a polo, you know, um, you might have the ability to do so. It's kind of the same thing. You go in, you select your size, you add uh, your customization. It's the same thing. The reason why I'm saying that suit supplies is a bit gimmicky is all of these customizations options, they will like 100% add to the price tag at the end of the day. Like if you have more materials, more things, more colors, more whatever, more textures. Whereas if you go to a department store that has suits, um, you will probably have the ability to get something with these pleats, for example, if that's what you like, for like the same price or maybe cheaper, and the quality might be better. So, mm. But yeah, I mean that's an option. But I think Sullivan Taylor is interesting for the tops. There is another one that is the same thing. The reason why I'm saying it's gimmicky is because there is plenty of them that are doing the exact same thing, that exist that are really good. And overall, like the outcome is the same. Like you end up with a pretty good suit, but if you just go to a supplier, like suit supplier is not a supplier, it's a middleman. Um, you will have a suit for the same price or cheaper with better quality overall because you don't go through the online version. Um, like again, I can only speak about this because that's the only experience that I really have. But when I was in Japan and bought some pants, there is thing that is um, called repair. Repair, which is a borrowed word, which means retouch, basically. And you can ask them for free on most of the shops to do some retouch of the pants, the t-shirts, the shirts that you just bought. Usually for pants is they cut the bottom of the pants so that it fits exactly where it needs to fit. They can kind of pin your ankles to make them a bit more tight if you want like a bit more tapered or not pants. But all of that is like comprised in the price of the pants itself, and it is in, I would say, most of the shops in Japan, just because it is like a common thing. And it's just, yeah, you can do that if you want. You buy something, you say, yeah, I would just need that to be like hammed at the bottom. I need that to be kind of trimmed or snatched in the ankles just because I like that. Um, and and that's much better than doing it online because if you do that online, you will have to take your measurements yourself. And maybe you don't take them properly. You will have to, you know, ensure that they have like the thing that they are advertising is really what you're getting. So you need to read all the reviews and make sure that you have like a ton of things to check. Whereas if you go to a shop that does suits, like suit supplies, but like IRL, you will just have to walk in, wear something, they put some needles here and there, and then you walk out, you pay for the suit, and then you come back the next week and you have a suit that is exactly tailored to yourself. It's really simple and really good to have. Patience, hi, welcome on in. Welcome back. How have you been? Like, thing like this. For me, fashions, simple, working, different styles, but still dressed. Similar, yeah. I mean, you can have like a full suit for $200. You can have a full suit for a bit more. And right now it was just the pants for $200. So yeah. Um, you can buy a cheap one from online, wherever, and then get it adjusted. That's an option as well. Like it's a very common option where you find a supplier that is extremely cheap. You don't know how the quality is, but usually it's okay. And then you go to a tailor and you just tailor the suit, and you get something that is pretty good. I'm still looking for a person, but I can't find it. Um, I cannot. Most of the things that I have here are mostly like makeups and things. That's not the thing that we're looking for right now. Not the same content. The Chinese makeup is really interesting as well. Like it's a very. Also, this is like for the ceremony of the beginning of the year, all day. Off. I think I don't think Y-Star is the one Y-Star I was looking for. No, I'm still in France, sadly. Sadly. Here, for example, if I'm going on Yes Styles, which is an importation from China, which is already, debatable. In terms of prices, meaning that you can get that for cheaper, but that is one of the easiest way. If you wanted a costume and a suit that makes sense, costume is the French word, and you like this one. I don't know why, but you like this one. And you like this one in a light baby blue. Some reason. And you check the sizes, and you're like, well, I'm probably an M, or I'm probably like an L. It depends. I don't really know. But for $45, I could take both. And then if the M is too thin or the L is too big, I can either make one of them tailored, or I can resell it or send it back. Sending it back is going to be kind of complicated and, whatever. But, you know. Like, it really cost nothing to get a suit. So, most of the suits that you would get on Suit Supplies are the same, right? It's just because they have so many customers, they have the ability to basically have all of the options remade, and or they have all of the elements remade, and it's just like additions. So for the pockets, for example, the pocket styles, they have multiple versions of the same pants with different sizes of pockets and different sizes, different slits. Or the pocket square, same thing, and so on. And sometimes it's just like it's a matter of changing the buttons. Sometimes it's a matter of adding the buttons. Sometimes it's the matter of not doing anything and just sending you the suit as it is right here. And so they are selling it to you for $200, and they paid probably $5 or $2 for the suit itself. But yeah. Yes, I want to go back. I need to go back. I have half of my stuff that is still in Japan. That nose is itchy right now. Yeah, I have a box with a suitcase and a backpack and a secondary backpack and shopping bag that holds everything that I had in Japan, like my bed sheets, some of the lights that I used to have, all that. If you're more into something that is different, like let's say you are into les pantalons droits, right? Similar to the suit supplies thing. Maybe this is an option. Maybe, you know. You want the black version and you want an M. You know. And again, this is Yes Styles, which is a retailer of the original suppliers. So these, like I used, oh, can I remember that? Yep, nope, I can't remember that. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter, it's the same thing. I used to have one of the Korean fashion websites, which is basically the same, like Sami's dresses. Is the same, but it's also like the Chinese version. That's not the one that I had. I just can't remember the fucking name. Doesn't really matter, to be honest. Like most of these, this one is not necessarily what you want to have, specifically when it's a Photoshop off the print. But $4, 99 cents. And these things, they exist, and AliExpress is already, again, a retailer. So when this is 99 cents, for them to be profitable in terms of what they pay for this and how much they sell it, they probably paid 20 cents or 10 cents. So that basically cover the cost of the material at least twice, plus the shipping. Dang. Again, based on what we said earlier, which is here, most of, if not all, of the current, god damn it, Chris, hi, what got it? Current people on TikTok have been seeing that person that is showcasing and explaining how bags are made. There's people that showcase shoes, shirts, dresses, high fashion items, all of that, and it's just the same factories. The only reason why it costs a lot is because they have the logo on it. And yeah, like if you just want like a Nike pair of Air Force Ones in black, you can go to the official factory and get the version that doesn't have the logo just yet for $2. and it's the same. There's just, you don't have the swoop, but it's the exact same thing. Just missing a logo. $2. Maybe 5, depends. But because there is markup, Chris, that's the reason. They do markups, like this person has done a breakdown of the Birkin bag specifically here. Not that video, but another video, which basically the Birkins is 36,000 when bought at Birkins for the bags, and when they create it or manufacture it, before the logo is on it, they cost 1,400 to make. So it's still an expensive thing, but it's not 36,000. So yeah, yeah, you know. But the thing, that is a thing. And yeah, you find the exact same thing on Amazon, but it's the same. Like right now, I'm bammed, kinda, with, do you want to become a dollar shop, like a $1 shop store? And there is a ton of Chinese manufacturers from China that sell things for 20 cents from their own factories. And I'm just advertising to basically do that. Trying to see if I have saved one. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. You can already do that. You can already do that. But the main reason is because you can't really get access to the language. Like here, you can't really have the language buyers. In Chinese. Like this is out of the factory. And this is like $2. It's brand new, it's the same quality, it's the same thing. And the main reason why you would probably never be able to, I would say, to find them on your own on the internet for that price is because this is an MOQ of 500 units. Or like if you buy 1,000, then it's just like, you know, 150 instead of $2 per unit. You know, like that's the thing. And so for the one that I'm kind of looking for, but also I can't find, which is everything related to the dollar shops, they that is basically giving you, like, you buy like 10,000 units or 100,000 items, and therefore you buy each of them for like 1 cent. So, you know, no, it's just how the factory have been made. That's the person. Like you can buy all of these things for 20 cents per unit. And therefore after that you can just sell it for $1. And yeah, it's just, you know, and then you have people like this that are like, the problem is the shipping tax and the importing tax. And that just mean that instead of selling them to $1, you will sell them for 5. Oh my God. How complex was that? I have one that just opened nearby, which is really simple. And, have a good rest of your day, Props. Thanks a lot for being here. As always, I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. But yeah, like that's the thing. This whole shop, this whole factory slash building is the thing. Like I've been looking at this guy as well that has laundry pods for like 4 cents, 5 cents per pods. And so you will buy like a pack of 100 for not much. You know. And then you set. You can buy like a box as samples. That's the thing that I said to Kat earlier. I'm debating like getting one of the cartons as I'm debating getting like your products on my shop. I just need like a sample. And yeah. Like this is thing that I've been doing for the past 8 years, which is just coming to light right now. But I've been shopping on AliExpress and Alibaba and Taobao for a long time just because it's so much cheaper. Sometimes you just need to go through some of the importers because it's easier to get
You
like
know,
the
like when you
taxes
like when
and
you
all
like
that.
when
But
you like
yeah,
oh my god, I sound so bad.
blind fish. Hi,
You know,
work on it.
when you like.
How is you? How is you? But yeah, like again, my feed today and yesterday have been just Chinese people and Chinese factories showcasing how much things cost for them and how much easier it is to get the content because, you know, they make the things anyways, all the time, always. So it doesn't matter. Like it's how it costs there. I'm looking for a specific one that showcase really thing that people know, but obviously I'm not finding it. Like they've been talking about this as well, where you can buy like all the furniture that you need to put in your house. And like this one was 1,380 RMB, which is, as far as I remember, this is like $10. No, 1,000. I forgot. It's been a while. But yeah, you can just go there, create a crate, send that home, and then it'd be good. I mean, really, it is the thing that I've been doing specifically for phones. Like this one has been imported from China directly in 2017. The previous one, the same thing. Some of my first Oppo phone have been coming from AliExpress directly, which was more expensive than if I went through the manufacturing process in the beginning. But you know, like it's really that easy. It is that easy, which is the thing that is annoying. It's just because that's how much it costs. That's it. And people can't really believe it because it's just, eh, you know, not used to it. But Taobao is, I mean, really, which right now is probably getting like a ton of traffic for no fucking reason. I mean, no fucking reason, a ton of reasons, but um, if you see it and you're like, but hey, this is in Chinese. I can't read. You go there, and then you find the language that you like, and maybe you shit. I scroll too much. Maybe you like I don't know, Japanese. Bit off, and it will give you Kane. Welcome back. It will give you all the things in Japanese directly, which is good for me. But it's also Tobu Japan, meaning that I have access to all the things that are sent and going to be sent to Japan directly with Japanese prices, and therefore it makes sense to me. So these things that have used and have seen in Japan as options, like you know, that big ass blanket for my sofa for 32 yens. 32 yens is like 23 cents for me. Then you have a good rest of your day. Thanks all for stopping by. I appreciate it. Always. But yeah, like this is really, really simple to get access to any of the things that you want. And as soon as you know how to type the thing that you're looking for, either in Chinese or you get into the version that is supposed to be in for you, like let's say translate that, and you are looking for the one that is, I don't know, I mean, I'm currently in worldwide, which is the one that we want, but wherever, it doesn't really matter. And you just know what you want. Like, I'm looking for Xiaomi AC. I don't fucking know. God damn it. I'm not gonna look for Xiaomi AC. Not right now. It seems it wants me to log in again. I don't have my QQ account on this one. I can't. On the other browser. But yeah, like it is that easy. As soon as you have an account, you should be good and get access to all the things. Like most of the thing that I bought from AliExpress in the past are phones because they are like way much cheaper, and also it made me discover brands that I had never heard of before, like TCL. TCL is a really known brand now, but the first time that I heard about it, I was like, who the fuck is TCL? Who's doing that? What are they? And basically, they are the one that are creating and making all if not most of the screens, TVs and things. So I mean, it's really good as soon as you understand how things work in terms of manufacturing. Again, that you go through the channels that make sense to you to buy the thing that you are looking for. There are some things in some countries that makes more sense to buy directly in the country, because it's where it's produced and like the factory is there, and therefore it's going to be cheaper. I mean, cheap. It's going to be priced properly for the country in which it's created. But yeah, the reason why it's feasible in China is because the one salary to sustain a full family is still a thing, or is pushed for. So basically, one person can work and then get a salary which is enough to sustain a full family of like regular family is husband, wife, children 1 and 2 usually. You know, with one salary, which is not something that you can think of anywhere else because prices. But like, that's the thing. The Xiaomi car, which I like a lot, the SU7, can be, if you live in China and you are a Chinese resident and you have the ability to get it, it can be 5K. You can buy a full car, which is better than a Tesla for a lot of things, for 5,000 euros equivalent. If you import it, it's gonna cost you 27, I think. 28? I forgot. I don't drive, so I don't care. But yeah, like the import tax and the prices on electric vehicles and all that is a thing. But if you live in China, or you live close to China, and you have the ability to just go there, buy it, and ship it back to your place, same thing. Like going back to the question of Lenny, which sadly he's out now. That's something that the money can help a ton. Like you have the ability to go somewhere with your own plane that will be able to take the thing that you want to take from that country back to where you live. Because it costs nothing, but it costs less than taxes, borders control and all that for reasons. But yeah, that's a thing. It is pretty simple. It is pretty simple. I feel like I missed one question while I was looking at stuff earlier. But like most of the things that I'm looking at for like from China, like this thing, I love this. I kind of want that in my house. I can't because I don't have enough space. This is like a automatic door, which contains everything. Like it has the home plug, I guess, home assistant, home things. You have the camera at the top. It's the same here. Like it scan your face, which is like something that is really common in China. It scan your face here. It has like a camera at the top. It has a camera in the front. The whole door is kind of safe. When you're going out, you have like a bit of a preview of everything, as in the weather, the time, the distance from where you are going to go. All of that is on your door so that you don't need to think too much. And yes, that might be a bit more expensive for Chinese residents, but not for you. You're from outside. And, that's the type of luxury that they would take, which seems like incomprehensible on our sides because it's just too advanced. But yeah. It's good. It's good content. We like it. We like it a lot. I like it a lot. Interesting. I need to pee though. 1 second. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's something that I did for my sister as well. Basically, she was complaining about her phone, as always, and then 5 days later, she had a new one. It's because I just bought a new one in China directly, like a Xiaomi phone, through like one of the importer sites, and worked. Got it for like I think 3 years, and then she broke it. And then the next week she had a new one because it was that easy. But you know, I think it's that simple. I think it is that simple. Can I do that now? I doubt it. I doubt it. Hmm. Hmm. Well, hmm. Looking at something in terms of some of the website that needs to happen, and I can't. I can't move it. Mm. Yeah, I have my website like for this that is
Mom!
down for a lot of reasons, but I can't the files. I'm so sad. Like transfer ownership of a thing doesn't work anymore, and I don't remember how to do it. that that doesn't help, you know. Um, hmm. Yep, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Mm, yeah. Well, anyways, it's fine. That's it is gonna be okay. I hmm, hmm, hmm. I guess. I guess. Anna's live? Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Thank you for the hint. I appreciate it. Didn't see him on the side. Uh, As always, thanks a lot for being here. I appreciate it. The VOD is going to be on YouTube. The Figma bootcamp is going to start to be on YouTube, I think on Wednesday. Yes, model design is not found. That's the issue. That's the thing that I'm trying to fix, and I can't. Anyways, if you have a question in the live, which happens, you can join the Discord, or you can come back here on Wednesday, unless I'm dead. But you know, it's there, and then you can stalk me on socials. I said a ton of things, as always. Patreon is available. I have a button now. Can you believe it? And then if you want to learn Japanese, please use Can. Can is great. We like it. It's pretty good. It's a nice app to learn Japanese. And yeah, no, it's an issue with the initial how do you call it, domain and plan that has expired on Framer. It needs to be transferred to my plan because it's been made by another designer. So now, you know, someone else. Anyways, then he won, and now he's not here. God damn it. As always, eat something, drink something, be kind to each other. I'll see you soon. Bye.